Where do you see in your travels and in your work those things and those young people that are giving you hope, if that is something that you know ascribe to, and what are some of the things that you think that we should be doing to continue to encourage them?
Yeah, I think each generation, so to speak, faces its problems and has to solve its problems for itself. It's a French code, I think. I keep getting to that. Yeah, I messed it up a little bit, but you know the message. And I think we have a generation now that is facing up to the problems from the Black Lives Matter movement to also to now. And we've seen it, over in the 90s and the 60s and the 30s and 20s with Marcus Garvey, and in the 50s and 60s, etc., with Malcolm and Martin Luther King, 90s with the Panthers. Now here we are, another generation. Generation is 30 to 40 years or so. So, this generation again is searching. There's a lot of interest, shall we say, in Africa by the current generation. I think that Chance the Rapper was just over in Ghana with a Black Star concert that had thousands and thousands and so on. More and more people are migrating or going to Africa. Some are going just simply to visit, but some are going, and certainly we know in the Gambia, we know in Sierra Leone, we know in Ghana, we know in Senegal, many of these places. Migrants are going, or immigrants, shall we say, from the diaspora to live, to do businesses there, etc., etc. So this is something, back in my father's day, of course, the statement was by the bourgeoisie, I didn't lose anything in Africa, so I'm not going back there. But I think many of the young people now understand what they lost in Africa, or what is still in Africa, they are for them. And they see again the recolonization of Africa this time. There's Russia, there's China, there's Japan, there's Turkey, the Lebanese, and even now, of course, the Israelis, and they want a relationship with Africa as well. So, if all of these people are going to Africa, something must be there, right? Of course, it's the richest country in the world. So the young people are beginning to understand that now because of social media, etc., etc. I think what we have to do in terms of encouraging them is through an educational system. Unfortunately, we don't regulate the educational system within the country, but we can do those after-school things. We can do those things in our own homes in terms of letting the kids know about Africa and our own history and so on and so forth. And again, in terms of businesses, that there are innumerable opportunities. We just have to open our eyes to them. A lot is going on in Africa. As you know, the African Free Trade Agreement, there are relationships between, the African Union and CARICOM, which is the 15 Caribbean countries. That's going on. We suppose they have a sixth region. That's a little bit in abeyance, but we have to keep pushing for that. And there are many organizations in the diaspora that are looking towards, federal government in Africa and so on. It's slow. And, when I was about 25, I thought revolution was going to happen by the time I was 26. And I won't say how old I am, but I'm still waiting for the revolution. But that's the way it is. It's a process. And we just have to be, I won't say be patient, but we have to participate to the best of our ability with the process and not give up.